Whoa. Welcome back to another video, my powerful MVP family. Welcome back. I did a video this morning and and one person, Miss Lynn, she says, "Oh, you're beautiful." And I said, all of a sudden it triggered this video. So guys, thank you for your support. Thanks for all of your beautiful support, my members. Big shout out to all of you, my members. Thank you so much. Every contribution helps, whether it's a contribution through a comment to the conversation, whether it's a super chat when I go live, whether it's a I appreciate, a thank you chat, a thank you donation. It comes under the videos. Every time you do a video, the little $sign, if you click on it, guys, it allows you to donate something to say thanks for the video. Everything, guys, everything. I appreciate it and I thank you. Lady K from the UK, my sister Ernestine from the UK. Thanks to all of you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For all the different ways you contribute to my channel. So here I am with another video. And this one, should I call it the ugly duckling? Or should I call it, or should I just entitle it, the reason why I never looked in a mirror? I used to hate mirrors when I was growing up. Hate them, hate them. I didn't want anybody to ever catch me looking in a mirror, or I didn't want to look in a mirror. I thought I was the ugliest thing that God has ever blew breath into. I heard it so many times how ugly I was that I believed it. I believed it so much. I said, my God. And it always comes, you ugly, good for nothing, low life. Ugly, good for nothing, low life. That was so, it was spoken so much. And I always say to people, like, when children are in a home and you allow some kids to do what they do, and then the ones, Granny always said, she always told a story, you know. She said a lady died. Her sister died. When her sister died, the sister had one child, and the child was sent to live with her. And every night she cooks the dinner, she would give you know how people can be so fake, you know? When they're out there, they behave like, yes, I want this child, I want to do the best for the kid. I will, yes, I will. But in reality, they have no love. They have no love for these children. You know, if the kids are not from their loins, they can't love them. And yeah, brush my little natural naps back into place. And so she took this woman's child and said she would raise a kid, but every night she cooked, she gave her child a nice plate of food with the meat on it, and she gave the kid the soup. She cooks, she gives the most of the food and the meat, good meat, to her child. And she gave the little kid the soup because she's just making sure that the kid, so she didn't feed the kid. Over time, what she noticed is that the kid who was getting the soup just kept thriving, was just thriving. And she couldn't understand it. How is it my child is getting the big meat and that child? Not understanding that when you boil things, the nutrients are left in the pot water. The nutrients are left in there. So the child blossomed and bloomed. And so they told these stories, but I also look at how devastating it was to be told that you were so ugly. In the school that I went to, that big school, Springfield All-Age School, when you enter this area under, it's covered under. And there's a big pot out there in the front, a big old Dutch pot, like a Dutch pot, but it's huge. On it, it says it can be done. And as you walk into the school and you go the turn and you keep walking forward, there's a huge mirror on the wall down there. And as you get to that section, there are 3 steps that you step up, and that would be taking you up to grades 1 to grade 6. When you get to that thing, if you're walking and you're looking, you're going to see yourself in that mirror. I'm telling you, as I sit here today, guys, that mirror doesn't see my face. When I say don't see my face, I'm not holding up my head. When I walk, I just hurry walk past. When I go up the steps, I don't look to the right where the mirror was. I never wanted to look in a mirror because I thought I was so ugly. And, you know, like as I got older and older, and, you know, I look back now and I wondered, I said, how could I have been so ugly? So many people, especially like male people, who, even some who, in later years when my mom died, I had people at the, my God, Beverly, you know how I was in love with you when you were. So I'm saying now to myself, if I was so ugly, what did they see in me? What did they see in me during those days? I had a neighbor who called me, since we're up in our 60s here. And he says, I have something to tell you. And I said, what is it? And he says, all these years I kept it in me. But do you know I really loved you when you used to live next door? And I was like, what? He says, I was so in love with you. And this wasn't just a regular. His mom had a restaurant, a brown-skinned guy, skinny, you know. But as I said, I wasn't fat when when I left Jamaica, I was a skinny girl. I used to wear long skirts and sandals, and they always thought I was from Britain. And I did go to Canada, spent some time in Canada, and went back home, and I always spoke properly. And, you know, and so it's like, how could so many of you be so in love? People from my church, way back when, oh, you know, well, when we're going to church, I really loved you. I was so in love with you. And they never said it. So I think that's why God is good, because maybe they said it and I would have maybe fall think it was, and probably got married and just end up in Jamaica and wouldn't have made it well, because what was I going to do? I wasn't strong enough to become a nurse because I didn't get the education I needed to become a nurse or a teacher or a dentist or something of worth, you know, I thought. But just to listen to these guys now talk about how they were in love with me, and just to remember how I couldn't even look in a mirror because I thought I was so ugly. Because they said it so many times to me, I believed it. I believed it. And my God, I believed it. And so, a lot of times the seeds they sow in our heads, as parents, I'm just saying to you, encourage your child. It's not about looks or all of that. I don't know what it was about me. They said I had this thing about me, this warmth about me. But yet I was a serious girl growing up. Growing up, I was as serious as a judge. People would think I was angry. I wasn't. Maybe I was just angry at how I was treated. And then as I blossomed and bloomed into and left that space and came into, you know, my mom's space, and then left that space as well. And things change, you know. Then I look, my mom had a beautiful smile. And then I start people appreciating my, oh, you have such a beautiful smile. You have such a beautiful smile. So I kept the friend, yeah, see, they're all mine. They're all mine. You know, God makes sure that I have them. You know, they're all mine. No, nothing. All mine. And I smile and people feel warm. They say, oh my God, you have such a beautiful smile. You have such a beautiful smile. And all them years, my formative years, I was told how much I was so ugly. I was so ugly. Such a lie. Today, when one of Miss Lynn says, you are beautiful. And it's not about, you know, because beauty is only skin deep. We know that. Beauty is only skin deep. But it's who we are inside that, you know, that should come out and you know. But who knew that? As a child, we didn't know that. We just look at face value, and and if your skin was light, if you didn't have dark skin, if you had long hair, you were beautiful, but the little black dry-head kids weren't beautiful. That's not true, though. Teach your children to embrace who they are and just tell them every day. Like little Kayla comes in and I say, you're such a beautiful little girl. And you just see how she smiles, and that smile, oh my God. You know, I so thank God that the way I was raised is not who I become. A lot of aunties and uncles and, you know, one of my contributors, I had to pin her comment. Her issues, her I don't even call it issues because it wasn't our issue. We were young, innocent children. But her situation was with an aunt. Mine had an aunt too, but I lived with Granny. And I had an aunt who, I don't know if it was jealousy because I was doing well in school. I did well in school. I was bright. So I don't know if that bothered her because I didn't turn out to be a farmer, barefooted, carrying load upon my head, because even though she sewed, and her children knew how to use the sewing machine. One of them is in Antigua, and she does beautiful work, I heard. Like, I see some things that she did, because she brought me a few things one year as a gift. She came to New York, and I was walking, and she and her sister saw me, and she said my name, and I looked around, and I took her to an art and craft shop, and got her some things, got her latch hook, taught her daughter how to do the latch hook, and got them. So, and she made a couple nice things and brought it back and left it at the house for me. She did that where they lived in Antigua for weddings and all of that. So they knew how to manage a certain machine. Me, nobody even said, come learn to stitch one little panty on the machine. Just stitch up the waist and push piece of elastic in to cover your body. Not like that. Me never get the opportunity to press a machine pedal, or even say, come, you know, the summertime, come learn how to hem stuff and see if you make $1. Never. It's like my life should have been one of just in the bushes, carrying load for my head, go and bush, go plant yam head and dig potato. There was no investment. None. And Granny wasn't encouraged to invest in me as well. Granny didn't have it, but even when I passed for St. Elizabeth Technical High School in Santa Cruz, they could afford to help Granny to send me. But their daughter didn't pass her scholarship. So why are they going to help me to go to a high school? But God opened doors, guys. He opened so many doors for this girl. But the thought just came to me, you know, how I had to live with that thing, being called ugly so much that I believed that I was an ugly person. Not even understanding ugliness is who we are inside, how we treat people. Didn't understand that. But as I got older, I know that I'm beautiful. I don't care what some of the videos come out to look like. I don't care what shot we got, you know. I don't care how fat the face has gotten and how, but I know that within me, I am beautiful because I know to treat people well. And that's what shines through. That's what shines through. So encourage your kids, guys. Let them know the beauty is skin deep, but who we are inside says a lot. I remembered one person, life, my life. People, you're saying, my friend today, she said, write your book. Write your book. I raised my children. It wasn't an easy task. It wasn't easy. But I always have to give a shout out to my big sister. Always there. Sometimes we can't deal with her because, boy, she's so controlling, like, what you gonna do that for? And I know she means well. But sometimes I'm saying to her, just leave it alone, man. Just leave it alone. But I know when it came to my children, especially the twins, that she has been there. And the children, as I said, we came to Jamaica in 1999. The girls didn't want to come back. They loved the sunshine out here. I went back, the older twins said, Mommy, go back and teach in America. Because what you make down here as a teacher, $21,000 for the whole month. 4 of us every morning taking bus to go to work, and the 3 of them in school. 2 of them in high school. Christopher was in primary school. Morning and evening. We have to pay a light bill. We got to do this. We have to feed them. Everything. And when the family was talking about their house and, oh, if you don't name this, if you don't have this or last name, you don't belong in there. So we got our own place. And so I had to rent, and I went to courts and furnished the whole house, the whole apartment. Furnished it off. Each of them had a divan bed, double divan bed. Their bedroom was so big. My bedroom had a queen-size divan bed. The living room, the dining room, the kitchen. Oh, we got a nice big two side by side refrigerator freezer. We got a nice six-seated dining room set. We got a big TV to watch. And we had the living room set with our ottoman. It was beautiful, a beautiful apartment. And we set it up, and now I'm paying these bills and $21,000 a month. The rent was $9,000 at the time, $9,000. And she said, Mommy, leave the helper here with us and go on up here. And the helper said, yes, she will come live with them. And so I left and come back. And when the kids came, finished high school, and they came up, they were ready for college because while they were on the last year of school down here, I was doing their paperwork and applying, and so when they came, everything was in place for them for college. And as they went to college, man, and they doubled up. Instead of coming home in the summertime just sitting around, they doubled up and they did extra credits in the summer. So they started college at 17, and they were finished by 20, 17? Right, a lot of kids were coming out, they're going at 18, comes out back at 22. They were done by the time they were 21. They finished college before they were 21, because at 21, Jody bought her first home. And I remembered, man, they came down, they were home on a vacation, and my niece had them carrying around to visit family. One family member saw them, and she took them to lunch, and she came. I tell you, people, when they underestimate you, it doesn't matter where you reach in life. It takes for them to respect and understand you. Some of them just see you as a little dead left something who wasn't worth anything, who all them life, them never turn a black eye and say, here's a candy. And so they just never stop. They never stop. So she took them out, and then she called and she says, oh my God, I saw your daughters today. And boy, they're not only beautiful on the outside, they're beautiful from the inside out. And I said, yes. The kids are awesome. They're respectful, they're kind, they're awesome, and they're smart. And then she continued on and she says, I look at them and I can't believe that you're their mother. This is what I lived through. And this is a person whom, as a child, like, even so, when I left my grandmother's space and I came to live in my mom's space, right? This is a person who sew and do this, and I never took a little scraps, knowing that I was a dead left child, knowing I didn't have anything. My sister, she got a lot of clothes, she got a lot of things. So she was, oh my God, she was cream of the crop. I was a little dead left nobody. And so, I tell you, life has a way to just turn back and box them in our face. Box some people in their face. And my sister, she had, my mom was a little, maybe big bone. My sister probably would wear like an 8 or 7 size, but my mom probably was a 10 like myself, or 12, because when she left me her old clothes, and they couldn't fit me, so I'd roll over the pants, waist them. And her pants didn't have no zip. And that's what I had. And my sister had the nicest clothes. She had pairs and pairs and pairs of shoes. But this person, when she said it to me, she cannot believe that my children, and I said, Lord, look at them. Look at them. They would never have said it to one certain person in the family, nope. That they put some people on pedestal and then put some of us under the, And I looked, and in these times, I didn't fight with them. I continued to thrive. And it became a time when my professional life, they needed that. And I didn't say no. I supported, I helped. But in helping also, I was able to get to that point to remind people of the words they had spoken. And because I don't talk like that. That's something I would have said. Yeah, but you said it now. You said it, and I remembered, because it's not the man who shit a bush, remember it enough. And the one who's stepping it. The one who's stepping it, and they go between them two, and them are trying every way to clean it out, and it's hard to clean out. So forget it. But me not mad at them, because my kids did well. And yes, I'm their mother. And yes, I'm the one who taught them how to treat people, and how to not give up, and how if them fall down, get up, brush off their knee and keep going, and how not to beg anybody anything, and how they must learn to satisfy with what them have. What mommy have, she gives to them. Nobody have to have anything over them. Yes, I'm that mother. And they listened, and they graduated college, both of them. So in life, they abuse and they say they might not hit you. And they say sticks and stones break your bones, but words will never hurt your lies. Don't let anybody tell you that, and don't tell your kids that. Because the word spoken can break you. Thank God that we can grow up and work on our mental and have a relationship with God. And because of those relationships, we can let it go. Let it go. Because God shows us, He says, the stone the builder them refused became the head cornerstone in so many aspects. So don't be despondent when they put you down and they left you out and they treat you bad, and you have the one little dress up and down and everybody else spiffy and nice, and you stick out like a sore thumb. Because the day is going to come when you're going to have more than you need. And you're going to look back at those who they cherished, and you see where they are. They didn't thrive because they didn't get the backbone for work hard for nothing. Everything was easy for them. But for us, who it was hard and they put down and they didn't expect nothing good for we. We have to do the hard work while them sit down in the house. Go out to the kitchen, get my coffee, and it taught us resilience. And we went and we did it sometimes, tears rolling down the face, because everybody will sit down and eat, and you have to go do this before you can eat your dinner. But it turns out nicely. So it's just, I look back and I see so many things that I could, if I start writing, I could write books. And there'd be many books. Because I'm telling you, it hasn't been easy. From the day I turned 2, that's what I remembered. When I was 2, I remembered literally when they were bringing my father into those bushes. They couldn't walk side by side with the coffin. I remembered 2 years old. I remember them walking one behind the other. Well, I walked a long way at 2 years old, walking through the bushes. I didn't have anybody picking me up. I was walking along with them. Single file. And they brought my father. I don't remember the burial part of it. I don't remember. But I know that I used to wet the bed, and I remembered my mom brought me with 2 dresses, 2 little black and white dresses. Black, like it's not polka dot, it was more of a calico, like a plaidish kind of a thing, fine plaid. 2 little dresses. And there were many times that my aunt told me about it. Oh, them can you come back and left you with the 2 little frock. I don't know what my mom was doing, why I only had 2 dresses. But that's what they brought with me. And I remembered when I wet the bed, that Granny would put me out in the front of the yard. I had to stand out there in the sun because I pissed the bed. I know me, I dash a mattress. How much mattress me I've given away in my lifetime. It's not funny. Yep. I remembered. So I could write a book about just that. And when I got older and I came here to America, I asked my mom, why did you bring me? Why did you leave me? When you saw where you were leaving me, mother, how could you have had the heart to leave me at that place? You see how far I would have had to walk through those bushes to come out into civilization. And yet you left me there. And you turn and you walk away, freedom for you. Thank God. I look back and I say, when I see young children getting killed, and I say, my God, you were with me. You were with me. All those years you stayed with me. And so I can't leave him. Because I still wonder how I made it. I wondered how I made it. But I made it. I'm here, 64 and counting. Take care of yourself, my people, but teach your children. If you're young and watching this, remember, love your children, and you open up good communication with them. Don't be ashamed or afraid to talk to them about anything and everything. A lot of the sexual abuse that we went through as children in the 60s, in the 50s, and who God knows how many, it happened again and again because we were, my grandmother just seemed like, you couldn't say, then we couldn't talk to them about it. We couldn't talk to anybody. And so I say to you, open up the doors of communication with your children. Let it be that you can talk. Sometimes when Christopher Sherry would say, I want to talk to my mom about that. My son talks to me about anything and everything, anything he wants to talk to me about. He said, Mom, what do you think about so-and-so? What do you think about? Never feel afraid or ashamed to talk to your children. Because when they know that you will hear them, when they know that you are fair and reasonable, they will talk to you when things are good, and they will talk to you when things are bad as well. So take that from this girl, because I know that the reason we were afraid to talk because nobody. Children should be seen or not heard. That's what we knew. And so we go ahead with our pain and nobody hear us because we were to be seen, but we should never be heard. Those are the things they put in place to prevent children from speaking up when these old, worthless lowlives attack them. Children should be seen, but not be heard. I just spit at them.